What is going on, my people? Welcome to the Profit First Show. You already know who it is. I'm your host, Jay Askew. We are live with it tonight, man. I'm excited because we're actually rolling out on a consistent schedule. This is the second week that we've been live, and the official live time for you all. Ready for this? Is 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. That's right. You heard it first. Okay. We're one of the only channels out here that be going live stream, having a conversation in real time, and y'all get to catch the replays. You know what I mean? This is for y'all, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. We got so many topics we're gonna tap in tonight. I'm excited because, oh boy, as I was finding these videos for y'all, I was like, dang, I gotta pause before we even get into the middle of the video. Why? Because it was just too good to react or just watch the whole thing by myself. Because among all the things that's happening in this country, man, it always boils down to the money. All right. So let me just go ahead and, make sure we got the backup that's backed up to make sure that we're actually live. All right. And we are live. There we go. Side note for those who are watching the live stream and the replay, shout out to y'all who watch the replay, by the way, as well, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my people who watch the replay right now and can't catch the lives because, well, you got a life. I understand. Anyways, oh, snap. I got to get a better setup with this, but I got an iPad mini in the background monitoring the live. I think it's so cool. But I digress. I'm a nerd at heart. So I'm going to get right into it tonight, guys. If you are tapped in and you are tapped in live with me, say what's up in the chat. And like always, if there's anything that you disagree with or agree with or want to share your thoughts with, feel free to do so in the comment section. We can chop it up and have a conversation. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get into it. So we got 3 topics we're covering tonight, guys. All right. 3 beautiful topics, 3 interesting topics. Number 1 is the cost of living crisis. Number 2 is what's going on in the U.S. There's some suspicious things going on that I didn't know about, and I gotta share it with you guys. We gotta react to it. All right. And number 3, last but not least, data centers. Greedy MFs, the wealthy, the investors, the loud noises, the polluted water, and the money that comes with this thing called GPT. It's despicable. I didn't know it was this deep, but hey, we're going to get into it. All right, so stay for the whole entire live stream. Let's go ahead and get into the first topic of tonight, which is the cost of living crisis. Let's go.
I'm literally about to get evicted from my freaking apartment because I can't afford it anymore here in Wisconsin. And that's the reality for a lot of people living here. Everything has gone up in price. The rent's gone up. The utilities have gone up. Groceries, insurance, literally everything here in Wisconsin has skyrocketed and we are not able to keep up. Like, I am dead ass about to get evicted from my apartment because of this. We need to do something for real because this is an issue that people shouldn't have to struggle. I work 2 jobs.
All right. We love the word shouldn't. Shouldn't. We shouldn't have to. Listen, a lot of people believe in this world that we shouldn't have to deal with certain problems, but shouldn't they never pay the bills for me? All right. And let me know what you think about this, but this is coming from, obviously I'm a man, us men, we can't really make it in this world if we have this type of mindset. So when I hear stuff like this from women, I do feel for them, but at the same time, I'm like, the cost of living has always gone up. When are we going to realize that what you think shouldn't be going on is the complete opposite of what should happen, which means instead of you projecting on who should change the circumstances for you, let's look at what we should be doing in order for us to be put in better circumstances, especially financially. I was just talking to my younger brother today, and he has some roommates that he's roommating with because he's attending college. And he was telling me, bro, my roommates really don't know how to budget. I was like, what you mean, man? And he was explaining, they said that, they budget well, they pay rent and that's cool, but they eat out so much. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, I'm a big guy, right? My younger brother is probably like 220 pounds, 6'4", big guy, lifts weights, exercise, eats healthy, meal preps. They eat out more than him. And his roommates are not fat. to be blunt. Why are we eating out every single day? You understand what I'm saying? I get it. You want some variation. You feel like you should be able to eat whatever you want. It's America. It's a free country, and we should be able to work and have livable wages. But guess what? Eating out, whether it's at McDonald's or at Ruth Chris, is called a luxury. So when people say I should, I want to see how your lifestyle really is. What are them bills looking like? What's your rent? What's your mortgage? What, you got a car loan? What's your interest rate? How much you been putting away towards how much credit card debt do you have? You understand what I'm saying? Maybe you don't. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.
You want some fruit, honey?
Yeah. Let me go sell the car.
$40.60 for a fruit tray. Yeah, that's staying on the shelf.
Yeah, this is actually insane. I hate it when I go to the grocery store, especially the gas stations. Gas stations be ripping people off with some fruit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, I love eating healthy, but at this cost, yeah, just go ahead and give me the hot Cheetos. No, I'm just joking. But, $40 is absurd for a plate of fruit, let alone it's not even the full fruit. So, like, why are they charging that much? And we know it's going to expire quick. Maybe you got the answer to that. I can't justify the cost to that. But it is health, and without health, you can't have wealth. So, would you buy a plate of fruit like this for $40? Or what do you think is worth? Me, I'm good.
Groceries are going down, and to be clear, since President Trump took office, food prices, or as many people like to call them, groceries, food at home in the statistical data, is up 2.5%.
When's the last time you were in a grocery store? Because my husband and I were just in one. And look, the average Granite Stater is paid, let me be clear, the average Granite Stater has paid $3,000 more since Donald Trump took office for basic goods and services.
This is just another installment of, oh my God, I can't believe these people say these things out loud. Scott Bessent has to be one of my least favorite members of the cabinet, which honestly is saying something given the cast of characters there. What is the deal with the groceries thing? Why is this word so difficult for them to act like it's a normal freaking word for everyone to use? Like, the only thing I can possibly come up with is that they are so in the cult. And they're so beholden to Trump that when he made that comment about like the old-fashioned word groceries, it's an old-fashioned word thing, that now they're trying to like make it seem like that wasn't really freaking weird. It's weird. Everyone calls them groceries. Food prices, what some people call groceries. What is this? This is a perfect example of like an actual kitchen table issue that the Republican Party has no idea how to talk about. They're so disconnected from reality right now that the people in charge of the government think that groceries is like a novel word that nobody uses.
So more on this topic of groceries, I could care less what they call them. It's food, right? People are pissed because food costs so much now. Inflation, has stuff to do with tariffs, whether it has stuff to do with Trump. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't believe that we should. Here goes that word should again. I don't believe in giving a politician power. You feel me? I understand people vote them in and whatnot, but the way I think about it is, if it's too expensive for you, we got to figure out a way to eat less expensive food. And I get it. Not all food is real food these days. Oh, believe me, we're going to cover them topics because, there's a lot of items that I did not know were quote unquote fake food. It'll blow your mind. We're gonna expose a lot of stuff on this live stream pertaining to food and pertaining to income, most importantly. But when it comes down to food in grocery stores, what are you all buying that's costing you so much? I'm a boring eater. I eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches, protein yogurts, protein shakes, energy drinks, granola bars. I can do that on repeat. I treat myself out maybe 2 to 3 times a week on the weekend when I'm going out with my fiance. So I'm like, that's date money. But like for groceries, bro, I'm eating the same thing all week. just myself alone, I'm probably spending close to $150, $180 every 2 to 3 weeks for groceries. And I shop at Sam's Club. So what are you all buying that's so expensive? I gotta know. Let me know in the comment section down below.
When my Walmart switched to digital tags, I said, this makes me really nervous.
This mom was shopping at Walmart for a pair of kids' shoes. She's looking for a deal. She goes to the sales section, tracks down a pair of shoes for $3. But she's well informed, and she knows Walmart is using digital shelf tags now, so she knows the prices can change from 1 minute to the next. Before putting the shoes in her cart, she takes a quick photo of the digital shelf tag, and she even scans the QR code. Great news, everything checks out, breathes a sigh of relief, takes the win, throws them in her cart, and heads out to check out. But here's where the story goes south. She gets to the register,
Prices
clerk
change?
scans the shoes, and now the price is $18.98, 6 times the price she thought she'd pay. She's ticked and she's confused, so she scans the shoes again. Different price. Walks back to where she got the shoes. Different price again. Here's the thing. This is not a glitch. This is corporate America's new pricing playbook. And Walmart is at the vanguard. They've installed electronic shelf labels throughout their stores, planning to be in every store by the end of this year. They have applied for and received patents to upgrade their technologies to do more dynamic pricing and even personalized pricing. Walmart is not alone. In fact, there are so many companies trying so many different tricks, all in the service of emptying your wallet. I filled a whole book with examples just like this. Airlines are spiking fares. Landlords are using new technologies to charge you more on your rent. Companies like Instacart are running
Okay. This proves exactly what I thought was going to happen in one of the other live streams that we did last week. We were investigating why Walmart was putting these price tags on things in store, and apparently they're going to replace all the paper price tags by the end of 2026 with electronic price tags. And I was explaining to you all that when this happens, I wonder how many people are going to get hit and affected by when they pick up an item and they see it for $2.99. And by the time they hit the register, it's going to be like $5. Like, the price has to change at a certain point, right? Like, it's a good thing for Walmart to have electronic tags because, hear me out, because they don't have to wait on humans to replace the tags, which means they're probably going to end up making more profits. And for people who are invested into stocks and shareholders within Walmart, they're probably going to turn out more profitable just because of this. The downturn to this is, well, obviously stuff will fluctuate as people shop, because as you change your price digitally, it's a lot quicker than having someone, oh, I got to find the item and walk to it and take the sticker off and then place it up there. You know, between that time where a price is $2.99 and $5.99 by the time they get to the register, people are going to be pissed. And I think this is going to be, honestly, the beginning of an end. Okay. I think grocery shopping is not going to last for long. I think a lot of grocery stores are going to be order like, and you get it within the same day. I think Walmart's going to migrate towards like delivery like Amazon. I can honestly see that happening. Honest to God, especially with AI, especially with robotics getting more involved with AI as we evolve or in technology. Yeah, I think grocery shopping is cooked. I really do. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As I told you all also in the other live stream when we reacted to Walmart having these digital tags, people are going to start shopping online. That's something that I would do. If I grocery shop at Walmart and they're going to change the price on me and all that, I'm going to find my groceries online. And yes, I don't get to see my groceries before I get them. But at the same time, like, we can either return it in store or this stuff shows up, you know, good quality and we're okay with it as it arrives on our doorstep. But I really think that grocery shopping, this is like the beginning of an end. We'll see in a couple years. We'll see. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.
Take a look at this.
The blue line is income. The red line or the orange line is the rent price. Allegedly.
And the craziest part about this whole thing is that we pay more in taxes than food, clothing, and housing combined. Welcome to the golden age.
Start a business. You know what I mean? Like, gotta keep it clean. All right. Start a business, bro. Learn how to get write-offs. Like, you're complaining about taxes. Give me a break. No, what caught my attention was the gap between rent price and income. But like, and this source is from the Housing and Urban Development. So yeah, we got to do some research on that. But if y'all are complaining about taxes, bro, that's why self-education is so important, man. I know school didn't teach you this, or if it did, but you didn't listen to it. But start a business, learn how to get some tax write-offs, man. You know what I mean? Like, and then depending on one stream of income, like, we got to look at, like, is the rent price, okay, the rent price is going up, but the income, like, why is it that low? Is it majority of people who have one stream of income? Because then we already know what the problem is. They got one stream of income. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you had two streams, it would go up twice as much. If this was analytics from one person and their rent price went that high up on that graph in the orange line, and then the blue line is how much they made. If they were just able to double their income by having two streams of income, then that blue line would be double and their rent price would be the exact orange line that you see. This is like, I'm not the type of person to be hitting a whole bunch of research points, be like, well, the economy, if they turn left and right and do this background and do this backflip, then it's going to turn like this, and then that's what's going to make a perfect world. It's never going to be a perfect world, bro. But you gotta recognize that we don't live. What is this? The year's in 1995. We don't live in 1985 anymore. Wake up. Wake up. And I know it's going to bother some people, ruffle some feathers. Oh, I don't like this guy. Well, the economy don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Those who produce make the most. How do you produce? Learn how to be productive. Stop consuming. Except for this content, this is to help you and better yourself. This type of content I used to watch from content creators, the same content I'm making, man, made me get off my butt and say, you know what? I got to do better. I got to figure out another way to make income. I got to do better, man. Indulge yourself with like-minded individuals and watch the way you change how you view the world, how you view money. Because this ain't it. Playing victim. Oh, rent price went up. Okay. And your pay didn't? Whose fault is that? Because the landlord making their money. Or let's just say they had to go up because the banks and the interests, all right, the loans, all right, maybe the materials to make the apartments went up. Okay, cool. Why aren't you making more money? Instead of asking, like, why did rent go up? Why aren't you making more money? That's what I'm curious about.
Something I hear a lot from liberals is this idea that once Trump gets out of office for like dying or seceding or whatever, things can go back to normal. Like once Trump is out of office, that we can go back to business as usual, our regular democracy, hip hip hooray, everything will be fine. I literally cannot express how incorrect and dangerous this line of thinking is, and dare I say, why we are in this situation in the first place. To say that Trump is an anomaly, a one-off, like a random situation, and we can just get him out of office and then go back to normal, neglects decades of strategizing, of planning, of myth-making by the right to maintain political power. One of the major reasons that Trump got elected in 2016 was because of the housing crisis in 2008, where Americans were experiencing real economic struggles and real fear of being left behind and started to look to a right-wing populist figure to solve their problems. And before the housing crisis, we can look to the 80s and 90s, the era of neoliberalism, Reagan, Thatcher, the consolidation of wealth at the top, the lie of trickle-down economics, where people actually saw their real wages stagnate while the rich got richer, the deregulation that allowed subprime loans and predatory lending to even exist, which is why we had the housing crisis. We can look to the war on drugs, the way to criminalize people of color. The myth of the American dream that if you just work hard enough, you can have success, you can have a house, you can have your family, even though that reality is damn near impossible in 2026. The offshoring of domestic labor, the rise in immigrant women performing domestic tasks in America because you could pay them less than you would pay for white women, which then allowed the right to criminalize and demonize immigrants and create anti-immigrant sentiments, which is how they're holding on to power now. And before Reagan, we can look to Nixon and the Southern strategy and the lie told to white Southerners that if black people got rights, they would be less rights for white people, and so they had to oppress people of color so that white people could maintain their perceived place in the social hierarchy. We can't just assume that things will get better if and when Trump loses office, because there has been a mastermind plan since 1950 to allow the right to consolidate and maintain political power at the expense of working class people. We need to.
Yo, this is really, really good. This is really good. I love every single point that she hit because it hit different generations, but it also hit the truth. Okay? This is like the gap between the have and have-nots, literally. I'm not the biggest type of person to be talking about race and whatnot. I don't play victim because of my skin color. I don't care what color anybody is. You know what I'm saying? I judge a man by his characters. Okay, his character, his actions, right? But like at the end of the day, when we look at what's been going on in this economy and people, oh, we need to get him out of office and stuff. Like, bro, he doesn't have a cape on his back, bro. He's not going to save you. And the next person isn't going to save you either. How many people were excited about Obama? Oh, change. You're still in the same financial boat that you were in before he got in office. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not coming to save you. None of them are coming to save you.
It's literally getting to a point where we're all working for free. With gas prices on the rise, food costs going up, more people are having to hit up food banks. It literally feels like we're just working for nothing anymore. We're being completely priced out of existence. There's so many people that are out here losing everything that they have, myself included. It's like a year and a half ago, I went from having my own place, a phone, my car. I was still able to afford to buy food every week. And now I'm down to my car and my phone. And I'm still struggling to afford that, along with gas, food, everything else. Like, it's kind of getting to a point where it's just kind of like, why even bother stressing about any of this shit anymore? It's like, if you can live for today, live for today. You know, it's like your time is never coming back, and it doesn't really make any sense to sell your time for money that doesn't even buy anything anymore. You get a full tank of gas. It's like you're spending anywhere from $60 to $80. You buy yourself like 4 or 5 things from the store, and you're spending like $100. And it's just kind of getting to a point where it's just kind of like, why even try anymore? We're working for free, we're busting our asses, and we're not getting rewarded the way that we should be getting rewarded. I honestly feel like we should go on strike. We should be rising up. Oh, God. Because how are we expected to survive? Yeah. If that makes sense.
Okay, let's talk about a couple things. Number one, go on strike. I thought there were people who say there's no jobs in the economy, they're not hiring, but you're ready to go on strike. Sounds like we're on opposing sides here. This is what I call a victim mentality, victim Olympics. Literally, you are talking about, oh, it's really, trading our time is just, it's just not worth it anymore. It was never worth it, baby. Like, mic drop right there. I could just leave it right there. It was never worth it. Time is something that you were never able to get back anyways, no matter how much money you had. That's why you have to play the game the right way. Y'all be playing the game of I work more, I work overtime by a liability. Then you're obligated to work more to keep the liability. Jay, what's a liability? Something that doesn't put money back into your pocket. A home. I said what I said. A home loan. Lie. American dream. Lie. Number one. I'm a homeowner. I own my stuff. No, you don't. You paying a mortgage. Oh, you finished paying your mortgage? You got property taxes. And congratulations to my homeowners out here who paid off their house and paying off their house. That's no shame to y'all. You feel me? But I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. When most people that own homes don't rent out the home, don't have cash flow coming from their home, and don't talk to me about no equity, because that's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. And nothing is guaranteed in life. But you got the home to live in it, and then you're hoping the equity increases. Give me a break. Stop. We got to wait how many years to get a return on that? If it's a return at all, stop. How much money are you paying in interest? What? 30-year home loan, 30 years. I don't give a damn if it's 5% interest rate. 5% times 30 is 150%. So now you paying over 100% of what the home is worth because you ain't had the cash. And I get it. Jay, most people don't have the cash. It'll take a long time. Don't get a home. Who told you to get one? All right, America did. I wonder why. Refinance. Now you extended your loan. Now you handing over free money. Let me get off of homeowners. Car loans. You want the brand new car, right? Woo wee. 0% interest rate. You know what I mean? For the first couple of years or first year or whatever, how you worked on your credit score. Oh my gosh, American dream. You know what I'm saying? We work hard to get a luxury car that you pay more in insurance for because it's a newer car and it's luxury and you ain't account for the maintenance fees that come with it. We learn these lessons over here, baby. We're not making the mistakes. We're buying the used cars or cash cars. We're getting out of debt. Credit cards. You should use a credit card for emergency funds. Emergency funds? You should have that before you even get the credit card. The credit card borrowed money, man. You can leverage that to make more cash. No. You want to use the credit card for money that you ain't put aside in the first place so you can make the minimum payment and think that you are richer than what you actually are. Whole time you're handing over free money because you ain't have it like that. All because they told you, pay your bills on time. Pay your minimum balance. You work, you deserve it. For what? To be on the corporate plantation the rest of your life? Is she talking about some time isn't worth it anymore? It was never worth it, baby. I don't care if you was getting paid $100 an hour. You're still selling your time, something you will never get back. You can get $100. You will not get your 8 hours back. I digress. Went on a rant there. Let me know.
Those people, it's dead. Can we all just admit it?
But some people got it like that, big dog. Most people are struggling, but some people got it like that, big dog. Okay, some people got assets. Okay, some people are investing in the stock. Some people own real estate. Some people got multiple jobs. You know what I mean? You got to get it how you live it, but everybody ain't struggling, bro. And that's the thing that we got to accept. Even though we watch videos and react to people who are struggling or talking about how much they're living paycheck to paycheck and what they wish they would have done better, we also got to recognize that everybody's not in that situation. So when people say Americans are going through this, man, not everybody. And it's not just the 1%. Okay. You don't have to make the most amount of money in the world. You just got to make enough and then have less expenses. Replay that if you got to. I ain't saying it again.
The big beautiful bill is ruining my life. So I'm out here in Arizona, about to start my first semester of grad school at ASU. This administration doesn't recognize social work as a professional degree. And they are cutting federal loans for low-paying degrees, which is crazy to me because social workers are the janitors of capitalism. Think about it for a second. So the amount of aid that I am receiving for my master's degree is so different from what I received for my bachelor's degree in the same field. Mind you, I'm going to be making more money once I get my master's degree, and that's like the whole issue with lending money to social workers or teachers or early childhood education or, you know, people in the social services. They don't want to lend money to us because we don't make any money. But I'm going to be making more money with my master's degree than I made with my bachelor's degree. So give me financial aid. I'm so frustrated because my financial aid only covered half of what I needed. My income has reduced by 75% since moving to Arizona yesterday. I was working a full-time job and coaching soccer, and now I'm only coaching soccer, not doing full-time job because I'm doing school full-time, and I can't do a job full-time when I'm doing school full-time. I need more money.
That's your fault. What the get out of here, bro. What the hell? Nobody told you to move to Arizona in the first place. I get it. You did it so you can have a better trajectory with your career. But even when you get a master's, it doesn't guarantee you're going to make more money. That's number one. Number two, I believe school is overpriced in the first place. They only charge as much as they charge because they get approved to charge a certain amount. And so I believe that it was a positive move to uninclude certain degrees from being quote unquote professional because they don't get passed to be as so expensive when it comes down to these federal loans. You know what I mean? Colleges literally lose money when they don't use money. That's number one. I know that because when I worked in IT, when I was in school, I was getting paid off of money that the college got as a grant, but they had to use it in order to get more and to continue getting that. But when it comes down to these degrees and the federal whatever allows them to use money from the federal government to make degrees so expensive, federal loans, it just makes me wonder. I'm like, you're fighting to have school be expensive. Like, let's think about it like from a bird's eye view. If schools aren't allowed to charge as much as they do now for a certain degree, all because it's not considered professional, but they still hold the degree at their university, then what are we really tripping about? They're going to have to charge a cheaper price. I learned this through basic research. Most people, this is how they live their lives, through a title. And this is what has them effed up in the first place. It's not about what you learned. People see it as like, oh, what school did you go to? Oh, wow, that's a good school. Why? Because it's expensive and it's accredited? The hell, bro? That doesn't mean somebody coming from a certain school is going to be as capable as someone coming from a school that has a smaller reputation. But people view it like that. And that's exactly why they charge out the you-know-what when it comes down to college. And here she is complaining about how she needs more money to pay more money to a college, and she's not even guaranteed to make more income. Americans are lost, man. I really believe that. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. That's it for this clip, guys. I'm out. Let's get it. All right, my people. We're going to go ahead and move into the second topic of tonight, which is drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Stuff is going, oh man, this is hopefully we don't go down a rabbit hole with this one because this is a lot of conspiracy theory coming up, especially when it comes down to financials and food. All right, let's go ahead and tap into it. Let me know what you think in the chat in the comment section. Let's go.
Read this with me. Section 8 of the Flock Safety contract. Flock Safety is a $7.5 billion company out of Atlanta. They've installed over 80,000 cameras across 49 states. They scan 20 billion license plates every month. And if they leak your data, lose your data, or sell it to the wrong person, their maximum liability is $100. That camera right there, it's not city property, it's Flock's. Data isn't the city's either. Read Section 4. Flock keeps the right to use their data however they want, in their sole discretion. 404 Media has obtained the search logs, over 4,000 immigration lookups across Flock's network in just 5 months. I'm Max Hurley.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Max. But, you know, as I was thinking about this today, right, I was like, them doggone Flock cameras get on my nerves, man. Thank God I ain't got no ticket or anything like that. Well, what do y'all think about them in the comment section and chat? All right. But as bad as they seem like they are, because I did research off of what companies are invested into them. I wanted to see if it was a public company. It's a private company. But Palantir, which is one of the companies that I'm about to invest into, which is kind of like a competitor of NVIDIA, bro, they use their technology for these flock cameras. The company Axon is also in collaboration with the flock cameras. There's a lot of companies that we know about but are unaware of because it's more of a private company. But needless to say, I don't think they're going away. I heard they've been using AI to track people. Shout out to my guy Newman right here. Finally caught the live stream. Yes, sir. Hey, bro, the new schedule is 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. New schedule is 8 p.m., my guy. Welcome back. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Excuse me. Can't complain. Can't complain, man. It's Monday. Money making Monday. So yeah, these flock cameras, they're crazy. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, if they can be used for good, like let's say a crime happens and you need, not saying that every police department is going to hop on it like that. Okay, I can't speak for all police departments, but when it comes down to these flock cameras, man, imagine an investigation being done off of someone that you want to be caught. Like it would be that much easier to catch them. Now we know it's going to be exploited, but at the same time, I thought about this too. We've been holding these, folks. This thing right here, and I have an older one, okay? This thing right here has 3 cameras and 2 microphones. Or 2 microphones, one on the back, one on the bottom. Come on now. We've been holding flock cameras and putting them in our pocket and carrying them everywhere already. What are we really talking about here? And I'm not saying that, hey, we shouldn't fight for our own privacy, but let's be honest. We've heard Snowden, okay? We know they're listening. You got Alexa, you got a Ring doorbell, you got an Apple Watch, you got AirPods, you got a laptop and an iPad and a smart TV, and that mug got a remote with a microphone on it. What are we really getting at with these flock cameras? I mean, yeah, it's while you're driving, but then again, you're carrying your phone and wearing your Meta AI glasses. Come on now. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below.
It's all a scam. I mean, we got people that's getting ready to retire that's going to try to live off $2,000 to $3,000. Impossible. It's impossible. Because what happens, it comes up here, we spend it. We're $35 trillion in debt. We don't have any money. We're dead broke. And then taxpayers have $2 trillion in credit.
Oh, snap. So yeah, y'all see something that I got as a limit so I don't scroll. That's crazy. Now that I reached my daily limit. Hold on. Let me type in my passcode real quick. My bad, y'all. My bad. Okay, I guess my audio had stopped too. Hold on. Okay, well, while we're at it, the reason why I have this is so I can stay focused. All right, use your iPhone to stay productive. Okay, as I preach, I literally live by it. I put daily limits off of apps that I know can drain my energy and take away energy that doesn't actually help me produce more. Instagram is just one of them. There you have it. Now I got to get the audio back.
You retire that's going to try to live off $2,000 to $3,000.
Let's go ahead and replay it. My bad. And Newman, as far as your comment, Newman said, yeah, Google, Apple, they already done this and people don't revolt. Exactly, bro. And like I was pissed when I first saw the flock cameras. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, that's an invasion of privacy, right? Like they taking pictures of license plates and people, you know, driving and holding their phones and stuff. And I'm like, that's not cool. But then when I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? As much as I hate it, this camera's an iPhone. We're streaming from my laptop. I got an iPhone in my hand. I got an Apple Watch. I got my real phone over here. I got an Alexa right there. I got an Apple TV with a remote, with a doggone microphone. Like, come on now. Like, it is what it is at this point. It is what it is at this point. Appreciate it, my guy. I try to live by it and show you all the example. Things that I've learned. You know, we can all learn from each other.
It's all a scam. I mean, we got people that's getting ready to retire that's going to try to live off $2,000 to $3,000. Impossible. It's impossible. Because what happens, it comes up here, we spend it. We're 35 trillion in debt. We don't have any money. We're dead broke. And then taxpayers have $2 trillion in credit card debt. We are in huge trouble. In this body, we had better start figuring that out, because we're going to have a run on this city here soon, and there's going to be about 150 million people coming up here saying, where's our damn money that we paid in? I could have put my Social Security money for 40 years in tax in the market and probably be worth 8 to 10 million today. But the federal government wasted it.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think Social Security is going to be here by the time I turn 65. I'm 28 years old. So that means maybe 40, maybe what is that? 38 years, 30, 40 years, roughly, right? Let's just say 40 years. We're rounding up. It's scary to think about. I'm still going to invest into my Social Security, but you better believe, and I'm saying this so you all know this as well, bro. And maybe one day I reveal where I work, but just know I've been told, put money aside. Put money aside. Right now, I'm putting about, let me be exact with you all. I'm not about to give y'all fake numbers. I'm putting about 10 to 15% of my paycheck into my own brokerage account. 10% to be exact. 10% of every paycheck is going into my brokerage account to invest. I know it's taxed. I know my profits are going to be taxed. I don't care. I don't care. When I make money in the market, I'm going to be taxed on that, but it's Uncle Sam's money and I'm still making a profit from it. So that's the way I think about it. But let me know in the comment section down below. Do you still believe in Social Security? Why or why not?
Use lab-created cells that never stop dividing. Kind of sounds like cancer. Well, because it is. Now, this is literally an infinite, eternal, biological creature of an engine that endlessly spits out animal tissue without needing a new creature. Where are we as humanity? Like, get this man out of the health sector. First of all, it actually holds the same biological DNA of aggressive cancers and tumors, and they're marketing it to us as regular meat. You know, can we do something? Can please? I have to buy cows now. Where am I going to buy cows? At least it's not crickets yet, but I know he's going to get us into crickets. This is my driver. You guys, stop getting oh, but it has protein in it. That thing is not natural. That's not natural. We do not need to create an amoeba of meat, mystery meat. You know, I just can't imagine what that actually looks like.
So I'm guilty of this. Can't lie. Okay. If it has protein in it, I'm a sucker for it. Why? Couple things that protein does for me. It fills me up without having to have all the other fillers. You know, the carbs, the sugars, the sweets. I have protein, I'm good. You know. Number two, well, I work out. Gotta have protein to have muscle, right? But what do you do in this scenario? Because me, I budget. I budget on a tight margin because I'm invested into stocks. I'm invested into my business. I keep my expenses very, very low as possible. My monthly expenses, including rent and my car note and car insurance with groceries, is about, I can get the exact number to y'all, is about $1,300 a month. I know that's low. I do live with family. You know, I took that hit 2 years ago and I was like, I got to drop my ego, get my money up, get my bread up, make more in a 9 to 5. Okay. And get other streams open. All right. But I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because I could easily get healthier food that's not engineered chemically and whatnot. But like, besides a farmer's market, where do you all get your food if you do shop that way so you don't have quote unquote fake food? Because obviously I know everything I eat can't be real, right? I don't look for the fake stuff, but I'm like, I know I've been a sucker for protein before, so I probably have consumed some crazy stuff, but who hasn't so far?
Wheat gluten, they add extra gluten. It makes this should fall apart like real bread. but I can literally wring it out like a sponge.
Sponge. Let's keep going. Let's see how many times I can do this. We're at like number 3. Okay, run some more water under it. Oh, squeeze it. I should clean the sink with this, maybe. All right, this is still going on. We are wetting it.
That looks disgusting.
If this was real bread, it should fall apart immediately. This is alarming. People think, oh, my bread never gets soggy and it's so fluffy and stays together. Ugh.
This has extra gluten plus monoglycerides, which are like glue. Soy lecithin is the structure, stability. It makes it stay together. Then you got enzymes. That's the hidden one everybody misses. It's how the starch behaves. So it makes the bread softer, it makes it more shelf stable, and it's unlikely to break down. Wheat gluten, they add extra.
Yep. So I'm gonna do an experiment off the bread that I that I recently bought from Sam's Club. Because I do buy that brand of bread. But y'all be careful out here. I just wanted to share this, not to like get you guys scared, but like, yeah, when I learn about stuff like this, man, I'm like, this is what our money is buying us. Like, I don't have a solution to everything. But this is one of the reasons why I'm a big advocate of just making more money. You know what I mean? Like, we can complain about minimum wage. We can complain about how much we need to raise. But I believe that when you have more money, right, you get access to a better way of living. It ain't always about greed. It ain't always about stealing from someone in order for you to come up on top. That was a lie, a narrative that was told to you so you can dislike people who have more than you. When we grow up and we watch, you know, Superman, and we see Superman's arch nemesis, the evil guy, is Lex Luthor. He's rich, so he's evil. When we grow up and we watch Spider-Man and we see the Green Goblin, you know, Norman Osborn, billionaire. He's evil. He's psycho. And there's a couple superheroes that you might be like, well, Iron Man is rich. He's a good guy. He's also an asshole that nobody likes. So if you're rich, you got to be unlikable. These are narratives that were told to us, whether we knew it or not, that made us dislike people who have more than us. And I believe that it was planted there for a reason, so we don't want to learn from those who have more than us financially, which keeps us eating stuff like this. Because guess what? This stuff will make us sick. And when we get sick, guess who makes more money? The healthcare system, Big Pharma. It's just the way it is, man. I don't think this is a game you win by awareness. I think this is a game we win by realizing that the money we make dictates how healthy we can live. That's what I believe. Newman said, what the F is that thing? It's like a sponge, bro. It's a sponge, and it's... What brand is this? Hold on. I'm gonna find a brand real quick. Nature's Own. Bro, I've been eating this damn near my whole life. You know how disturbed I was when I saw this? You know what I mean? I'm about to go and grab a slice out tonight and run it in the water and just like pray that it just breaks apart. Because I've been telling y'all the past couple weeks, I've been eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and it's been Nature's Own, I believe. Newman asked, have you thought about starting that gaming channel I spoke about? 100%, bro. I really want to play GTA. But I got Battlefield and I'm getting GTA. I got to do some research off of how to set up a channel like that. But yeah, I'm creating more reaction channels. Best believe that. I got to get this one back on the roll though. Posting every single day. Like when I'm telling y'all like my goal, and I'm only going to tell this to you all because y'all are my family, right? Y'all kick it with me. My goal is to upload 4 times a day on this channel, minimum. So I'm building up the momentum. And so before I get any other channel rolling out, I got to take care of this one. This is my baby. This is my first one that was monetized. So we got to get this one back rolling again, get the momentum back up, because last month I didn't take a break, but I did take my foot off the gas because I was focused on Facebook. They were paying me. They were paying me a lot of money. Um, but yeah, YouTube is where my heart is at, bro. I actually enjoy making content like this. It's not even forced. Newman said, you don't need equipment. You just need the personality, which you already have. That is true. That is true. That is true. You're right. I appreciate that reminder. It's more about the systems, because if I focus on it right now, the gaming channel, then I am probably not going to be as consistent on this channel. So Corey started on a Dell laptop, I think. So I might have to give it, I might actually have to give it a shot. I'm probably going to put on my calendar for next month. Yeah, to start a gaming channel. Let me know in the comment section, man. If y'all would like to see a gaming channel from me, let me know in the comment section. I have no problem doing it. Actually, I love Battlefield. I love Battlefield, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. And some of my friends stream, but I don't think they take it as serious. You know, I take something serious like that, man. Hey, it would be fun, bro. It would be fun. You give me hype, Newman. You give me hype, bro. We gotta stay focused. You gotta stay locked in. But hey, I'm gonna look into it. I appreciate the inspiration. You did remind me of that. You did remind me of that for sure.
Hi, I'm a criminal defense attorney, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but flock cameras are bad. Oh, but they help the police solve crimes. And that might be true, but to the detriment of all of our privacy rights. These are mass surveillance tools being used and misused and abused by the government to create a record of you and everywhere you go and everything that you do. But for those who live in Georgia, be extra careful because Flock is headquartered here. And so we have the most Flock cameras and the least regulation of those Flock cameras out of any state in this country. And to those who support these cameras because they say that they help law enforcement who already have a whole lot of tools at their disposal, I give you this. Benjamin Franklin once famously said, those who give up their essential liberties in order to purchase temporary safety deserve neither.
So this is an old saying, and I do think it has some truth. But then again, as we said earlier, we walk around with these little FBI devices everywhere. You know, me out of all people, even my doggone car, driving a Tesla, like, bro, I'm already compromised. You understand? Even at work, bro, like my job is completely on a computer. So like, hey, it is what it is at this point. Let me know what you do as a preventive measure to make sure that you're not watched. I'm curious. I want to know.
Most of you won't be surprised to hear this, but what we're witnessing right now is no longer just corruption. No, it's a shift in how power actually works in the United States. So in a healthy democracy, rules apply to everyone equally. Nobody's above the law. And institutions matter much more than personal loyalty. But historically, when a country is sliding headfirst into authoritarianism, things look different. Power becomes personal. Loyalty is rewarded. Opposition is crushed. And the rules don't matter anymore, like at all. So, like right now, Trump is pressuring government agencies, rewarding his allies, threatening anyone who criticizes him or openly opposes him, and attempting to create a $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund that he and his allies would control. And the entire purpose of this is to financially reward his loyalists. Oh, not good. And how many times have I said this? Democracies don't typically collapse overnight. They erode bit by bit when we normalize all of this shit. So corrupt.
I feel like this has been happening though with politicians. Okay. The wealthy put their money towards the party that they want to bend the rules with. I don't think this is anything new. I think Trump is more in the news because he's more aggressive of a president than what we've seen before in the past, in the recent past. But at the same time, politicians have always been corrupt. I mean, I've had a deep down feeling, even since a kid, I'm like, bro, why does it sound like everybody is for us? But then when they're in the office, we have problems with them. You know what I mean? And you can't always choose one side on everything because, well, they have opposing sides over everything. And there's no way we agree with one party 110% on everything. What are your thoughts about this? I think those that have the cash make the rules. It's like Monopoly, man. Is it fair? No, but you're just as capable as making as much money as anybody else who's made money because at the end of the day, they're human just like you. they just are. And I'm not saying that just to be nonchalant. Guys, as I've said before in the past, Actually, let me just show you on. As I said before in the past, I've read a book behind me called the 10x Rule, and I was recently caught making the same mistake that I just said. Was basically listening to what other people have done, success-wise, monetary-wise, success-wise, right? Building a business-wise, and just thinking that, man, if they did it, how in the world am I going to do it? Because, well, if they have all the success, then how am I going to get it too? Right? But I'm reading this book again for like the 6th time, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Okay. And it's a reminder that when you see other people, and I'm not talking about the corruption part. Like of course I'm not an advocate of a corrupt politician or corrupt wealthy person that's giving money to a politician, but I'm talking about power. All right. If money can make a politician make a new rule, a new law, a new policy, then what if you had enough money to oppose that? What do you think would happen? What if you had more money to oppose that? Why do we think that there are wealthy people that are paying politicians in order to make policies? Is it to benefit them? Probably. Why would they be paying money? Why would they be giving money if it doesn't benefit them? So then it draws down to the question of, well, is it going to benefit just them or the wealthy in general? And then so if we had enough money or even more money, then would it benefit you? Would you really be opposing it? It just draws up so many questions, but I just know someone else's success doesn't equal you have to have less success. So if you want something to go your way and you see it's working for someone else, then, and if you're so good, if you're so, man, I would probably not do that because that's corrupt. Well, make enough money so it doesn't get corrupt. I mean, I get it. Everybody can't do it. Actually, everybody can do it. I take that back. Everybody can do it, but everybody's not willing to put in the work or the efforts. Or when they get a lot of money, they blow it. That too.
Here's how we're getting today. When the war that's not a war with Iran drove up gas prices, President Trump tapped the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. But instead of selling that oil on the open market to actually lower the price at the pump for you, he handed out 113 million barrels as unprecedented crude oil loans to private corporations. They get to borrow our public oil, sell it at $90 a barrel wartime prices, and pocket the massive cash difference. Out of the 13 companies that got this sweetheart deal, 10 of them, including Exxon, Shell, and BP, have direct political ties to the administration. So, what does this actually mean for you and me? Taxpayers footed the bill to acquire and store that oil. Now, companies like Energy Transfer get to borrow 2.5 million barrels of it, right after their chairman donated 25 million to a connected super PAC. It's blatant money laundering and corruption right in our faces. They get to run a massive risk-free Wall Street trade using public resources while we're still paying $4.50 a gallon just to get to work. So, are we in an energy crisis, or is this yet another example of systemic corruption working for billionaires and against the rest of us? We need to change the way we vote and stop supporting corruption and greed, no matter what political party you're a part of.
Yeah, I'm definitely not for the corruption and greed, but let's see what the comment section has to say on this. So one person said Article 2, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution establishes that the president, vice president, and all civil officers of the United States can be removed from office upon impeachment and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Well, those rules have been broken, haven't they? I mean, look, bro, I don't think America's even started with innocence at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, there have been people who have broken the rules, done unlawful things, the whole 9 yards. What are we really getting at here? Now, I'm not condoning that at all, but yeah, it's a little bit too political for me. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this chat right here. I'm not even gonna get into it because I'm not the political type. Not like that. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let's go ahead and get into the next clip, baby. Yeah, that one was a little bit too political for me, fellas. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what? I don't like all that tug of war that what you call it, people have in politics. Newman commented, I remember when 5G first came out, people were panicking about it, giving people cancer and killing birds. I remember that. Now 5G is everywhere and no one complains. Flock is just another like that. Bro, that's a really good point. That is a really good point because I remember that. I was one of the people who were like stressed out. I was like, bro, why is Trump approving the 5G towers being put up? Like everybody was in COVID, like quarantine. And I remember them popping up out of nowhere as I was driving out occasionally. And I was like, bro, this used to not be here. And I used to think of the radio waves that were hitting my body and all this stuff, bro. And yeah, people got sick. I believe that it does cause people to get sick and weaken their immune systems. But at the same time, ain't nobody complaining about it now. Like, you are right, bro. I can't lie to you, though. I will think about it from time to time. But prayer and trust, man. Prayer and trust in the Most High. Because at the end of the day, man, we're not meant to live here forever. That's what I believe. We ain't here to live here forever, bro. We're not. We're just not. not at this rate. You know what I mean? Especially with these data centers coming out, which is the next topic of tonight. Data centers. Woo! Man, they're a hot topic right now, man. And what a mess they have made. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me know what you think, as always.
This is the current drinking water in Morgan County, Georgia. Right after a data center was constructed, the Meta data center was constructed, the only difference between the clean water and this was that data center. I have another one as well. So this wasn't just one well. These wasn't just one family's situation. This is what the drinking water now looks like next to that data center. And I think both of us can agree that neither one of these things are drinkable. These families now have to ship, in a rural area, have to ship water to their house in order to cook and bathe themselves.
That's crazy.
Now, I'm curious if the EPA plans any investigations on how data centers are affecting water quality and availability. I understand what you said about the rule, but are there going to be any open investigations on this issue?
So as soon as I get back to the office, I will be looking into exactly what you've just talked about, because anywhere, whatever type of construction it is a priority to ensure that water quality standards established by EPA are being met. And so we'll be looking into that.
We're cooked. We're cooked with these data centers, man. They need to get them out of here, to be honest with you. I'm an advocate of putting it into space. Do I know the negative consequences that are going to happen with that? No. But if it's going to turn our water brown at the cost of AI, yeah, sure, we can use water filters, but like, bro, we can't, like, somebody is getting hit with that dirty water, bro. Let me know in the comment section down below, have you known someone yet who has gotten affected by these data centers being in their community? Let us know what's happened.
While I stand here and spend $4.99, $5 a gallon on gas, I figured it'd be an appropriate time to let everyone know that Elon Musk has officially offered to pay TSA salaries. And it's critical to remember that privatizing TSA was a portion of Project 2025. But the reason I bring this all up is that you as a taxpayer should be pissed off about nothing more than the functional reality of privatization. And I'm going to explain to you why. Privatization is nothing more than an added profit tax on public goods. And the reason that I say that is that you get screwed over twice when a public service is privatized. You right now pay taxes to the government. When the government, rather than providing you those services outright that you just paid for, says, we don't want to do that anymore. We're not going to provide that anymore. A middleman, like Elon Musk in this case, steps up and goes, oh, I'll do it. I'm rich anyways. I'll just do it anyways, okay? But then he's going to circle back in like 12 whole minutes to the government and be like, actually, I'm so benevolent and wonderful. I'm going to need the government to subsidize what I'm doing because you're welcome. And then on top of that, getting your tax dollars, of course, he's also going to make you pay to use the service he is now the middleman for. So you're getting screwed over twice because you're paying your taxes and then you're paying the middleman. Like 85% of Project 2025 was breaking down the functions of government so that Trump and his rich friends could buy up portions of what works for the public in this country, privatize them, and make money off you twice over. The whole country's kind of a racket, and I just spent $100 on.
Newman said, why is she doing a TikTok in front of Quick Trip? I imagine a line of cars are waiting for her to finish to pull the pump again. Yo, that's facts, man. I'm pretty sure they like, man, these doggone creators, man. Hey, don't count me in it, man. I'm in my office right now. You know what I mean? Holding up the whole line. I mean, she did pay $93 in gas, but hey, she probably still is holding up the line. But yeah, so this is really interesting because I had no idea. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I like Elon. I think he's a genius. Now, do I agree with everything that he does? No. But a couple things that I did look up while we were reacting to this. Two things. One, why would people worry about paying the middleman or privatization? All right, why would people be mad or against it? And then number two, why would people not be mad? Why would they be in favor of it? So there's a couple points. All right, so here's the reasons why people would be mad. Cutting corners for cash. A private business tries to make a profit. People worried they'd hire fewer guards, pay less, or rush training, making flying less safe. Another reason they would be mad is no way to vote them out. Government agencies answer to Congress and the public, and a private company answers to its owners and investors. Sound like the private sector. What the hell, bro? People be going through that every single day. What the? What? The shipyard in Virginia is privately owned, or at least was. Number three, too much power for one person. Musk already controls space rockets, satellites, and a major social network. Handing him airport security puts way too much control in one hand. I believe that, sure. But y'all be mad over somebody who has more than you in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it be Zuckerberg or something, right? You're the one who signed up for Facebook, bro. Like, what? Like, come on, man. Some of this stuff was just was given to us and you chose to be a part of it. But number four, privacy and tracking. People worry about aggressive facial recognition, cameras, or text scanning that collects too much personal data. That's a valid point. Whew. I didn't think about that. Now it must. Oh God. He has Grok. He has X, which is formerly known as Twitter, SpaceX, Tesla. What's the other company? Starlink. Oh my God. Yeah, that does sound like too much. I'm not gonna lie. So why would people be in favor of this? Number one, shorter lines. Uh-oh. All right. TSA is known for being slow and clunky. Modern tech and better management could get people through security much faster, but it could also increase risk a lot faster too. Neuralink 2. Facts. Why the comments looking so ugly, bro? What the hell, man? It's been a problem this whole life. Here, we're going to do it like this. We're going to do it like that. Okay. Yeah, Neuralink 2. Man, this guy. And he used to own PayPal. All right. Say it could save taxpayer money. Now, she talked about it pays the middleman and you're getting taxed on it. But according to Gemini, it moves the cost off government payrolls and forces the operation to run leaner. That is true. Because the government don't fire people. Like, the government don't fire people, bro. What? Come on, man. YouTubers like StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard is an extra subscription. I'm gonna have to double stream in order to do that, bro. But I did use StreamYard probably like 4 months ago when I used to go live. I've been thinking about doing that again because I had the chat just scroll right on the left screen. That's why I made it over there. But right now the software that I'm using is like $39 a month. StreamYard is probably gonna make that double. But I'm using Ecamm Live right now. Ecamm Live. Number 3, it already works elsewhere. Many busy European airports and few U.S. airports like San Francisco already use private security teams successfully. So it's already been proven that it can be ran privately. And number 4, better service. Private companies lose money when customers are unhappy, so they have a reason to make the experience less painful. I think it's more cons than pros. I'm just gonna say that. Safety and data. Like, he's gonna get access to scan people's faces, all this stuff, bro. Like, yeah, I can already see that being a mess. And he's got a huge target on his back. Horror games, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I ain't playing that. I'm a big dreamer. Like, I have dreams like almost every week. In a dream, a bad dream, yeah, I'm good, bro. I'll be watching people play horror games, and I watch replays like you mentioned the other week, and I was like, yeah, I can't see myself playing this. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I can play it, but like, and I can sleep in peace. But when I have a dream and I'm not able to depict like, oh, this is a dream and this is reality, I wake up like spooked. You know what I mean? I read the Bible because I'm like, what did I watch?
If a data center is coming to your town, there's 3 coming to my town. This is what you need to know. These data center campuses are not run by people. They're run by computers. Centers use enough electricity to power whole cities. When you add to our already existent power grid, you raise everyone else's electricity bills. You use millions of gallons of our drinking water to cool down the computers all day. They emit air pollution because there are hundreds of diesel-fueled generators on each of these data centers. The biggest thing that is going to ruin people's property values is the noise pollution.
True.
People of Vineland, New Jersey have data centers and they're posting videos of the sound that they're emitting. It's deafening and it's 24/7. One pro, the one positive to data centers. Tax revenue. That's it. Use our land, they use our water, and they use our power. They steal our health, and they destroy our property values, but we're supposed to believe that the tax revenue is worth it. And have you ever seen county tax revenue trickle down to the people? You might be asking yourself the same question that I ask myself and that my entire town asks themselves. Why would our city council vote for this? Because the people that we elected had to vote to pass this. I'm not going to speculate, but what's the number one thing that comes to your
What's the number one thing that comes to your mind? Let us know in the comment section down below. So I ran a little prompt in GPT or in Gemini as well. The good versus the bad. We already heard the bad. So let's talk about the good. Allegedly. All right. There's 4 points. Number 1, runs everything online. Cloud photos, banking apps, video streaming, and AI doesn't exist in the air. They live on physical servers. Yeah, that's not really a pro. We already live in the internet age. Number 2, massive tax crash or cash. They pay huge local taxes that fund public schools, roads, and emergency services without raising taxes on regular residents. We don't like taxes anyway. The less we pay, the better. And I could care less about that because, well, we can get write-offs or we can just move somewhere else where there isn't a data center. Number 3, good tech jobs. Creates high-paying jobs in construction, electrical work, engineering, and IT. At what cost, though? At the cost of the environment. And number 4, better than the alternative, which used to be one massive, efficient building uses far less total energy than millions of companies running their own messy, small server rooms. That's true. Okay, well, at the end of the day, though, these data centers, bro, it's scary to think about. It really is. And this is coming from someone who's worked in IT. Like, it's scary to think about, bro. But I hope that putting them in the ocean is better, even though it still uses the Earth resources. And I hope putting them in space puts us in a better position. But I honestly think we're cooked. I honestly do. I think AI is going to be the end of mankind. I really do. Maybe not in the next 10, 20, 30 years, but, maybe in the next 60, when it's actually like in the phase of being physically here and you're able to interact with it physically like a human, like another human. Like, I think we're cooked. The environment, cooked.
You know, it's getting bad when a farmer said he hasn't seen a single bee nearby since a data center was built. But now it's getting outright dystopian that another Texas farmer claimed every calf since a data center arrived has been stillborn, meaning they have no signs of life. Clayton Tucker, who is running for Texas Agriculture Commissioner, shared the rancher's story at a public meeting. They believe the low frequency hum and vibration from a nearby energy facility are causing his cows to now sleep by the road. A similar story comes from Bell County, Texas. Fowler Farms reports that since the construction of a 700 $200 million data center within 5 miles of his property. It's emitting constant noise, including low frequency sound that's audible to animals but not humans. He says this is preventing them from breeding and can cause grown cattle to lose roughly 30% of body weight. The scariest part is the fact that we still don't have any long-term studies on the impact of these EMFs and data centers on animals. But what's become undeniable is the new hyperscaling of data centers is putting real strain on rural land, water, and power systems. Just in Texas, nearly 2 million acres and 20,000 farms have disappeared in just 5 years, with that number growing every single day. It's up to consumers to help put a stop to this. It has to start with supporting our local farmers, so you can use the localized farmers market app to connect with these local producers.
Yo, this is actually crazy and it's scary to think about, but I just did some research before and during this reaction, and according to the World Resources Institute and National Parks Conservation Association, data centers do not directly kill animals in a sudden mass poisoning effect, but scientific reporting and environmental assessments from organizations like the WRI and NPCA, which is the organizations I just named, show that their footprint creates serious indirect mortality and species displacement. So water strain and habitat collapse, sensory pollution, which is noise and light, and land fragmentation and fossil fuel reliance. The reality is constructing vast industrial server parks requires clearing hundreds of acres of natural land, while their intense power demands frequently keep legacy fossil fuel power plants running over time. Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be a turnaround unless they can like change the way that they consume energy. What do you all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Drawing heavily from local. Yeah, it's consuming water. It's destroying the land. It's loud. It's polluting the air. Radiation.
That sinkhole, a data center made that. Secret data centers are being built right here in Clayton County, and your voice isn't part of the conversation. A company called Digital Realty filed a proposal to build a 1.9 million square foot data center at the old Fort Gillem military base in the city limits of Forest Park. That's a massive facility, the size of 33 football fields. No site plan, no map, no information on how much electricity would be used, and no information about water consumption. But here's what's really troubling. No public hearings were held at the Forest Park City Council meetings, where residents could ask the same questions that they had brought to my attention. Will this raise my electricity bill? Will this drain our water supply? And residents deserve to be heard and have their questions answered before a project is approved. Studies show that data centers can use as much electricity as a small city. Meanwhile, Atlanta has become the #1 market for data center growth. And you can thank Governor Kemp and Republican leaderships for providing millions of your tax dollars as tax incentives for these data centers to be built. Clayton County is in the path of that growth, and our residents deserve to know what that means for all of us. I'm Commissioner Elena Reeves, and I believe residents deserve to be heard.
Oh man, we ain't trying to hear that political mess. All right, so here's exactly why data centers can make your electric bill go up. Think of the power grid like a giant pizza pie that everyone in your town shares. Okay, we get it. Yeah, they're consuming energy and everybody has to take a certain share of it. So here's why that makes your electricity cost more money. Building bigger power lines, because the giant eats so much, the electric company has to build huge new power poles, wires, and power plants. But instead of making the giant pay for everything, the electric company splits the bill with everyone in town. There you have it right there. The other side of the coin, tech companies say it won't stay this way forever. They argue that once all the newer power lines are built, the data centers will pay giant electric bills that help cover the costs for the whole town in the long run. I don't believe that, bro. You know how much their bills are going to go up, bro? I don't even know. Are they going to stay profitable if they do this? Are they going to stay profitable? Because I want to know how much they're bringing in and how much energy they're actually using and how much they would actually pay, because that's going to destroy their profit margins. I don't see that happening, at least honestly up front.
Fun fact, China builds their data centers out in the ocean because they use wind and the ocean waters to cool their condensers rather than try to use the natural waters of our lands to cool a system that can't operate as good as the China data centers. Why? Because instead of living in the future like China does, we seem to be grasping at the 1800s because that's where every decision seems to be made. Instead of looking for clean energy, we're embracing coal. Instead of looking at wind, we're going back to fossil fuels. We are systematically trying to rebuke or do everything different than China's doing just because China's doing it. But when it comes to these data centers, they are scorching our lands, and considering how big the United States is, if it turns into a dust bowl, it will be as bad as the Great Depression. But the difference is we won't have the resources to come back from it because not only do we not have the allies anymore that we once did, but we don't have any profitable exports to help generate money to fix the problems within our borders. China seems to understand this. The United States doesn't. Fun fact.
Okay, so apparently China's government forces tech companies to build data centers in remote western deserts where wind and solar energy are cheap and abundant. So obviously away from people, away from the neighborhoods. So why doesn't the US do that? There's 4 reasons, apparently. Number 1, no government dictates. All right. In the United States, private companies choose where to build based on fast load times and cheap land, not federal orders. That's number 1. Maybe there needs to be federal orders in place. Number 2, property rights. U.S. landowners and city councils can block or delay new power lines and data centers. China's government owns the land and builds wherever it wants. But it comes at a cost. Like, you don't get that much land freedom, apparently. Number 3, the U.S. grid is run by hundreds of separate private companies, making giant nationwide power line projects extremely difficult to build. And number 4, putting data centers thousands of miles away creates a delay latency that hurts live streaming, online gaming, and financial trading. Like I said, folks, we just might be cooked. Like, at this cost, like, I don't care if it's slower. You know what I mean? Like, the infrastructure in the United States, people are concerned about their speeds over our environment. Even though I love tech, even though I love AI, even though I just use AI to help me create those bullets, I'm just not for that. Something's got to change before it gets worse. But I fear that it's going to get worse before it gets better. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, I will see you guys on the next clip. All right, I'm out. Let's get it. All right, my people, that is it for tonight's live stream. We actually got more videos coming up. I've already got prep for you all. By tomorrow night, 8 p.m. I will see you guys sharp 8 p.m. tomorrow night live on the Profit First Show. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, Newman. Peace out, brother. See you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Let's get it.